Okay, YouTube, let's slow this down a bit. It's not going to be any fast-paced editing going on here. It's just going to be information that I think is incredibly useful. So, I want to talk a little bit about this like key concept. It took me a long time to learn, to figure out, and to hone, but I use it in so many aspects of my work. I just think it's super useful. There's three main pillars to it. I'll go through them. The first one being the actual concept. And the concept is, how do I help artists develop their ideas and develop their sound and develop their artistry over time? And the way that I do that is I've really focused on the story inside of the idea. So if we take a very simple example of that, for example, you're writing a song on a guitar and you've got like some ideas of chords and you've got some ideas for like melody maybe, or some lyrics. The first thing that I need to know is like, or we need to figure out together rather, is what's the story? And not in an overly literal, like cheesy way, let's tell a story. On Wednesday I went here, on Thursday I went here. I mean, like, what is the song to you as an artist? Are you recounting something that's happened to you, embellishing it, or is it therapy for you and it's cathartic for other people to hear something so it resonates with them that way? Is it escapism? Are you talking about something in a way that means that people can get lost in their imagination and escape their day? Like, how are you trying to resonate with your fans, and who are your fans and what do they want? It's really vague and high concept, but it works. If you've got a chord, it's probably happy or sad. If you put another chord next to it, it's probably happy or sad. And do you end up with loads of happy chords with a happy emotive story on top, then the way that you produce and create that song, the story behind that song is going to be totally different if you have like 4 sad chords in a row. Just like a very basic level. So can kind of move on to the second pillar of it really, which is trusting the process and letting go. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you need to trust yourself and trust the people that you're collaborating with, that whatever goes out, whatever the end product is, will be good, because you take it seriously, right? And they take it seriously. You're working together, so you trust each other, and with that trust comes the ability to let go of pressure. So a good example of that might be when you're writing lyrics. So you got an idea, you can't work out whether it's the chorus or the verse, you're working through other ideas, you've got more lines, you understand the idea of the song, you understand the concept, so it starts becoming a bit easier about like, oh, well, maybe this song is about how it feels when, let's do something really silly, when you stub your toe. So maybe the chorus is like the bit where it's like you've stubbed your toe and it's like, stupid example, but you can see where it's going. And then the first verse is you're talking about all the different places you stubbed your toe last week. And then the second verse can be like all the places that you're looking forward to stubbing your toe in the future because it's sarcastic or whatever. But what you've got is you've got this moment where everyone comes together on the chorus because everyone knows what it feels like to stub your toe. You got the first verse is like, this, everyone knows those places. It's all really relatable. And then the second half, you're trusting in the process that like nothing is going to go out that's bad. No one's going to release a bad song. And sometimes people can get really hyper focused on one element. So it could be the third line in the first verse and they can't get a bridge written and they can't get a second verse written until they've got that line fixed. And that can be really detrimental and suck the flow, the creative flow out of a session. So I think the second main important pillar is, you're going to find the idea behind the song. You're always searching for the story, and then you are letting go and not taking it too seriously, and just enjoying the process and trusting in yourself and the people you collaborate with. So I think that sort of takes us on to the third pillar of this, and that is, how do you use this concept in a technical setting? And I think this is where the concept proves itself as being extremely useful for most music creators. It's not just about chords and songwriting, it's about mixing and mastering and releasing music, the running order of your album, the just everything. I'll give you a really, really technical example to start off with. If you send me a song to mix and it's really, really personal, and it's about some trauma that happened in your life, and it's for people who are feeling very vulnerable and need something that's going to be therapy for them, and a cathartic experience to listen to, the way that I mix that is going to be informed by that. I'm not gonna come at it from the perspective of, the story of this song is, it's a big feel good pop anthem, and it's going to be played on Radio 1 and it needs to stand up and sound huge. That's not it. It's for your followers, it's for your direct followers that you know, and they're going to be streaming it, or you're going to be giving it to them on vinyl or something like that. Where that bleeds into the technical is like how much 10k is in the vocal, how much the sibilance needs to be tamed, is all going to affect how that story's told. How much mid-range you need in the guitar and how much space the vocal needs around it compared to everything else. Like, all of that is going to be informed by the story. And maybe we go back one step and we talk about how you're writing a bass line for a song. If you've got a sad song, you're not going to put a really, really funky, happy bass line throughout it. But what you might do is put a nice mellow bass line on it. But when emphatic parts happen in the song, like the lyrics are blooming and it's really an emotional pivot point of the song, you might put a run in the bass, or you might take the bass away to sort of create some special moment. So because you understand the story and the way that you're trying to tell it, you really relate and resonate with the idea, it's informing your writing and your production and your mixing, your volume levels, the way things move, the way things are automated, creative mixing, technical mixing, and even mastering. You know, if you send me, if I'm mastering an album and a track is a more upfront, in your face track than another one, just in terms of energy and emphasis, then making those two songs sound exactly the same with the same EQ curve is how some mastering engineers might do it. But over the course of an album, you're kind of just homogenizing it so it all sounds the same, and you're taking away from the narrative. You can still make them feel like they live together, but you don't have to have everything exactly the same, and that's going to help your album tell a story. So again, it's about talking, for me, it's about talking to my clients. For you as artists or as engineers or whatever, it's about talking to your clients or whoever you're employing to work with on your records. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit highbrow maybe, but if you can just really, really focus on getting to the core of the issue when you're working with people, what are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to say? Who are you trying to say it to? When do you want to say it? Then you'll find it informs you throughout the process and everything becomes a little bit clearer. That's something that I do, and that's why I prefer to I don't really have a lot of one-off clients. I have clients over periods of years, and that relationship helps us build an understanding and those conversations about, oh well, we're going to do this mix this week, what stage are we at? Is it like, you know, is this going out on BBC Introducing? Is it going to go out on Radio 1? Is it as part of an album? Is it a single? And what are all the things that you can do to help tell the story behind the song with the release as well? So I was talking to a client the other day who's got a release coming up, and they were asking if I had any ideas about what you could do. And the songs are really, really far out. They're nuts, and they don't lend themselves to an acoustic rendition. But the guys' shows are so big and lively that that's just one dimension of his artistry. And a lot of the things that he's saying in his songs, though they're displayed really up and loud, they're actually very, very personal and very, very intimate, and could be performed as a bit of a spectacle as he releases it as an acoustic show. And then that would add another dimension of his story with his fans. And you put on an intimate gig where only the most dedicated fans are going to come, and it adds something special. So again, it's understanding his story that he's got in his songs. Yeah, it's loud and brash and stuff, but actually I understand the emotional narrative behind his music, or I try to at the very least. And then that informs what else can be done with the music that sort of sets you apart from other artists who are just like, I'm going to do this, the same way that everyone's been doing it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I hope this video helped. I'm not going to edit it. I'm not about that. Yeah. Oh, my alarm's going off. See you later.